Whether you're a beachworm savage or paramilitary organization, everybody loves guns. Big guns, little guns, silly guns, and wet guns. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, hey, who doesn't love guns? Let's kill him with a gun. Now hold on, little Newman. Before we get into the wild and dangerous sport of Newman hunting, let's take a look at all the guns in Rust. In this.
The ultimate gun overview in Rust.
This tutorial is designed to give a basic overview of the guns in Rust. I will introduce the most recent additions, like the semi-auto rifle and saw. Then I'll talk about the strengths, weaknesses, and my personal opinion of each gun.
Eoka.
Also known as the Ebola pistol, this little wooden piece is used by hookers for protection in some parts of Detroit and can be made relatively easily and almost right away. This gun is extremely powerful in close quarters and can one-ball just about any armored Newman infantry if you get close enough. The gun itself comes as a learned blueprint for everyone. It does not have a sight to aim down, it must be hip-fired, and it uses shotgun ammo. Although the gun follows the rules of RNGesus, striking the flintlock up to 5 times before it ignites, it provides an extremely unpredictable and unreliable way to protect yourself. This is a great early game starting gun for those spear-throwing savages you may encounter in the wild when you have nothing to lose.
WATERPIPE shotgun.
Like the eoka, the water pipe can be made by everyone without having to find the blueprints. Although it can use the standard handmade shell, it can also use the buckshot or slug. However, you must find and learn these blueprints before you can craft it. The gun itself has a very rudimentary post, which leaves lots of room to guess with. Also like the eoka, this gun is extremely powerful in close quarters and can one-ball most anything, except for, of course, the most elusive of all animals, the ninja bear. The ninja bear is about to get his first kill of the day. Let's watch.
Oh my fucking god! A fucking bear! Awesome! A fucking bear is gonna kill me again! Goddamn sneak attack bear! I wouldn't have fucking thunk it. Jesus, I'm fucking done! Like, fix the fucking bears! This is stupid!
Unfortunately, you only get one round in the chamber since it breaks to reload like an over-under shotty and has an extremely long reload time in those tense and important seconds of battle. This is hands down one of the best early game weapons, especially if you have the slug BP, since it will act as a sniper and one-ball anyone to the face or chest. Accompanying this with a bow or crossbow, and you're ahead of the curve in early game Rust.
Revolver.
With iron sights that look like a chicken's foot, this 9mm 6-shooter handgun is relatively easy to make, not requiring any high-quality metal, and its blueprint can be found from blueprint pages. This gun is extremely weak, with only 80 damage with the headshot, and what feels like a lower velocity than the semi-auto pistol. This is a good early game gun for mid-range shooters who do not prefer to close the distance to get a water pipe kill, and the fact that it is easily obtainable is also appealing. I recommend using this along with the water pipe to get an even greater advantage in early game Rust.
Semi-auto pistol.
This handgun is the predecessor to the P250 in Rust Legacy and is probably one of the most underestimated guns in Rust. This gun is deadly at close to mid-range, firing 8 rounds in semi-auto, and can annihilate fully geared enemies in close quarters. It can shoot any of the 9mm variant like the Incendiary and High Velocity, uses 15 cooked high quality to make, and is the only gun mentioned thus far that can use the silencer, hollow, flashlight, or laser attachment. However, the velocity and damage drops dramatically for this gun with the silencer, as with most guns in Rust. This gun is great as your early to mid-game primary if the BP is known. Otherwise, it's worth making a few blueprint books to test your luck with RNG, hoping to get it. It also makes for an amazing secondary with the silencer to take out animals or unarmed beachworms in late game.
Custom SMG.
Another personal favorite, this 24-round 9mm submachine gun has the highest rate of fire out of any of the other guns. It also has some of the greatest grouping at close to mid-range when you hammer down full auto. This gun, like the semi-auto, can use all attachments and any of the aforementioned 9mm variant ammo. One of the most appealing things to this gun is the ability to move and shoot, unlike the AK or Thompson. Moving and shooting with this gun has a much lower penalty of spread versus the aforementioned guns and provides some excellent stopping power for close targets. Unfortunately, though, long to mid-range fights are going to prove disheartening since it lacks the range of the AK, bolt, or even semi-auto. This is a fun gun to use to run and gun with, however, due to its range limitations. I do not recommend this as a late-game primary.
Pump shotgun.
A 6-round, high-damage, close-quarter monster, this pump shotgun can use any of the shotgun variant ammo, including the handmade shells, slug, or buckshot. This gun has some serious stopping power at close range, and even long range, depending on your choice of buck or slug, and is a great door kicker primary. Unfortunately, though, the gun only has 6 rounds to play with, and rate of fire is pretty limiting. This is a great run-and-gun weapon like the SMG, since it too doesn't have that much of a moving while shooting penalty. I like this gun for early game if I can, since the ammo is cheap and easy to make, or to practice my slug sniping from my roof, but like the SMG, it does lack the effective consistency of mid to long range engagements, since it is, well, a fucking shotgun.
Thompson.
The chopper, the trench sweeper, the Chicago typewriter, the Chicago piano, the Chicago organ grinder, or just simply the Tommy gun, is modeled on the famous gun used during World War II and Prohibition.
I tell you what I'm gonna give you, Snakes. I'm gonna give you to the count of 10 to get your ugly, yellow, no-good keister off my property before I pump your guts full of lead.
All right, Johnny, I'm sorry. I'm going.
1, 2, 10. Keep the change, you filthy animal.
The Russ Thompson, however, unlike the original, comes capable of only 20-shot 9mm ammo. This gun is favored by many in Rust to its high rate of fire, close grouping, and accessibility to make. This gun, though, is still considered mid-game and cannot compete with the stopping power and range of the bolt, assault rifle, or semi-auto. I like using the Tommy as a naked throwaway gun or plan B when I don't have any arsenal of AKs at my pleasure. It hits harder but slower than the custom SMG, has a very precise post but very constricted field of view. Personally, I know a lot of people love these things, but I think they're underpowered, overrated, and not worth it. If I could choose, I would prefer a custom SMG or even semi-auto pistol over this.
Semi-auto rifle.
Another mid-range gun, this thing is not only cheap to make, not requiring any high-quality metal, but comes with some of the most precise iron sights in the game. It uses any of the 5.56 variant and hits softer than the assault rifle, as well as only being semi-automatic. This gun is a great early to mid-range gun since it's easy to make, can be found in blueprint books, and has some of the longest range for an early game weapon. Unfortunately, though, this thing has some nasty recoil while moving and must be fired from a stationary crouched position to remain effective. These are great guns for early to mid-game, but I recommend losing them in endgame if you can afford it, since they lack the stopping power and effectiveness of the assault rifle.
Assault rifle.
AK-47, the very best there is. When you absolutely, positively got to kill every motherfucker in the room, except no substitute.
The assault rifle, or commonly called the AK-47 in Rust, is a mid to long range endgame rifle that has the most stopping power, versatility, and is the endgame in Rust. It hits harder, longer, and more often than any of the SMGs or Bolt. This gun must be fired from a crouch stationary position to be effective, but is amazing to long range with. It does, however, have some nasty recoil and should be treated as a semi-auto when auto can be avoided. This gun comes with 30-round mags and can use any of the incendiary, explosive, high-velocity, or regular 5.56 grade ammo. They are expensive, they are loud, and they hit like a truck. The BP can be found in the library tier of the blueprints or randomly in barrels, boxes, or dead players. Get fucking wrecked!
The bolt action.
This 4-shot 5.56 caliber bolt-action rifle is the only gun to be considered a sniper rifle in Rust. It is effective at mid to long range, can accept any of the aforementioned attachments or 5.56 grade ammo, and is considered by many the endgame primary or secondary in Rust. The gun has moderate recoil, and each round must be chambered after each shot. It can effectively kill a Newman with 1 to the head or 2 to the chest in most instances, but lacks the force multiplier of the SAW or AK with limited ammo available. Snipers and squads for raids using this gun is essential, or big game hunting Newmans at the Dome for kicks is also a great way to spend your Sunday morning. Like the AK, the blueprint for this falls into the library tier, or randomly in a barrel, box, or dead body.
M249.
Or commonly called the SAW, is a belt-fed 100-round 5.56 caliber light machine gun that can only be found on crashed helicopters. This, like all other endgame guns, can accept any of the attachments. This gun, like the AK, must be fired from the crouched stationary position and can be extremely effective in burst fire. The gun is also a blast to use as a suppressive gun for any Newmans trying to hide like squirrels in those pesky bushes. This gun, however, has some of the worst recoil, and it gets really easy to get carried away with this thing, hammering down full auto. This is hands down one of the hardest hitting and terrifying guns to hear being shot at you, since the pressure of return fire is amplified by the hundreds of rounds per minute raining down on you. I love this gun, and it is absolutely my favorite endgame gun of choice versus the AK if I can get my hands on one. Although its rarity makes it pricey, since it can't be repaired or even crafted for that matter. This thing is amazing though. And there you have it, the ultimate gun guide to Rust. Make sure to tell me how wrong I am about the Thompson in the comments for a chance to win a hot tub date with Tom Selleck. Also, make sure to like the video if, you like guns. And the rest you will discover for yourself or die trying. I love you.
Let's kill him with the gun. I fucked that up, man.
It's all right. It's all good.
So many buttons.
It's okay. It's okay. See,
We ready?
You're little. Oh my god.
Hey! Oh god.
Okay, let's try it. Seed 6.
Gun.
Seed 6. Take 2. Action.